So here we are, the first official cave dungeon in the game, the Union Cave. Okay, I'm just gonna pick up this item, and then afterwards, I'm gonna see if I can find a female Machop for my breeding chain a bit later. Although this may not be easy since I don't know what Machop's encounter rate is in the Union Cave, so this could very well take a while. And also because there are quite a few Pokemon you can find in the Union Cave, with Sandshrew being one of them. But of course, this is going to be a good thing for Golbat since it can gain some levels, happiness, and potentially evolve as well. So I'll be back when I eventually find a female Machop. No, I haven't found a female Machop yet, but at least I got enough levels to evolve my Golbat. That's good. So with Crobat by my side, that means I'll have a very easy time against Bugsy. Although if my Golbat stayed the same, I'm sure I'll also have an easy time against Bugsy since I don't think his team can really do a whole lot to a Golbat. Alright, back to finding a female Machop. Finally I found one. I found quite a few Machops prior to this one, but they were all male. And as you can see, Crobat gained 6 levels, half of which it got as a Golbat. Yeah, it really took me this long to find a female Machop. I hope my luck's a bit better when I catch a female Misdreavus and a male Buneary later on. Also, I looked online and apparently Machop has a 10% appearance rate in the Union Cave. Yep, I definitely felt the wrath of that. Okay, it's at half HP and it's asleep, so I think this is the perfect time for me to start throwing Pokeballs. Hopefully I won't have to use too many. Well, I don't consider 180 to be all that low, so hopefully I need just one Pokeball to catch a Machop. There we go. Alright, what do we have to say about Machop in this game? It's been around since the very beginning, so I assume its Pokédex entry is different in this game. Not that I would know of it, since I can't really keep track of Pokédex entries. Well, okay, I think I've seen that entry somewhere before. Not really sure where, though. Oh hey, Faulkner's calling me. Okay, what does he want? Fine, I guess. Well, I guess you could say that, because I'll tell you one thing. The pathway was slightly different from what it was in Gold, Silver, and Crystal. Interesting. So you learn something new every day. Okay, let's move on. Now, there is one other fighting type you can find in here, and that Pokemon is Makuhita. Although I will admit, before Machop, I was considering Makuhita as a team member. Although, both it and Hariyama aren't mentioned in any of the documents I've read, so that means those two didn't receive any modifications. Not for their stats, not that they need it, level up moves, or moves they can learn via TM. And that's a shame since you would think Hariyama would get the elemental punches. Or maybe it can learn Drain Punch in this game, which it can't. Well, sure, Machamp can't learn Drain Punch either, but I still want to use it since I think it's kind of underrated. But it's gotten a lot better in Gen 4, and it can also learn the elemental punches, something that Hariyama can't do. Oh yes, in Gold, Silver, Crystal, this area was a bit further down the cave, and also it was accessed through a ladder. But here, it looks like you access this part of the Union Cave almost immediately, which I guess is good. Okay, moving on to something else. Recently, in Scarlet and Violet, there was another Terry Battle event, and this time it featured a Dragapult. So that event started on the 5th and ended on the 7th, but it'll come back on the 12th and end on the 14th. So its ability is Curse Body, its Terra type is Dragon, and its nature was Naive, as I pick up the TM for a Rock Tomb, formerly the Swift TM in Gold, Silver, Crystal. And knows the moves Dragon Darts, Shadow Ball, Acrobatics, and Flamethrower, with its additional moves being Dragon Dance and Breaking Swipe. So what did I do against that thing? Well, I used 3 possible Pokemon that can actually help me out against that Dragapult. Oh no, not Confuse Ray. Well, okay, hopefully I can connect with another Bite Attack through this Confusion. Come on, please connect. Oh, come on, really? Well, I don't think there's a whole lot this Bronzor could really do to me. One more time, please. Come on, really? Well, okay, if I keep on hitting myself with Confusion, then I guess I could use Roost to heal myself. Really? 3 in a row? Come on. Okay, finally, snap out of Confusion. Okay, as I was saying, 3 Pokemon I could use against that Dragapult. Sylveon, Alcremie, and Florges. With the obvious choice being Sylveon. So, I gave it the Nature Modest, its ability was Pixelate, its hidden ability, and its whole item was the Metronome. And I gave it the moves Draining Kiss, Charm, Hyper Voice, and Fake Tears. Now, there are a few things you should know about that Dragapult. As soon as the battle begins, it goes for Dragon Dance, so you might want to be careful when it attacks, with either Acrobatics or Breaking Swipe. One of the times at 92%, or maybe if its HP is at 92%, it puts out that shield. One of the times at 86%, or maybe if its HP is at 55%, it resets your stats and negates your ability. And finally, when its HP is at 43%, it resets its own stats. So that should give you the upper hand. So what I did first was, I used Fake Tears to harshly lower Dragapult's special offense, and then I went with either Draining Kiss or Hyper Voice. Oh yeah, I should mention that Pixelate, it turns all normal type moves into fairy type attacks. Yeah, I'm just mentioning this just in case you don't know anything about that ability, since is Sylveon the only Pokemon that gets that ability? I'm not too sure about that myself. Oh yeah, also powers up fairy type attacks as well. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. Sorry about that. So yeah, thanks to the metronome, I was able to do a lot of damage to a Draining Kiss. Although when the time came, I guess I had to switch over to either Charm, or I guess I had to use Fake Tears again in case it reset its own lowered stats. Hyper Voice, I guess that really helped me out a little bit, since I believe Hyper Voice has a bit more power than Draining Kiss. So after it reset its own lowered stats, I guess I went with Charm so that way I could harshly lower its physical attack stats, so that way Acrobatics won't do a whole lot of damage to me. And especially since it went for Dragon Dance at the beginning of the battle. Well, Acrobatics does a lot of damage if you're not holding an item, so yeah, that actually worried me a little bit. But Acrobatics didn't really hurt me all that much. Well, lucky for me, I didn't have to worry about Dragon Darts or Breaking Swipe since I'm a Fairy type. So yeah, I guess Sylveon is the right Pokemon to use against that Dragapult. As for the other two Pokemon I mentioned, okay, so for Alcremie, its nature was Modest, its ability was Aroma Reveal, its end ability, and I gave the metronome as well. And I gave the moves Draining Kiss, Charm, Calm Mind, and Acid Armor. So with Alcremie, I guess I used Charm to harshly lower Dragapult's physical attack stats, so that way it won't hurt me very much. And yes, I only had one fairy type attack on Alcremie. Well, that can kind of screw me over since, yeah, Curse Body could definitely get in the way, and for some reason, that didn't happen. Wait, what am I saying? Aroma Reveal prevented that from happening. Yeah, sorry about that, it's just that I don't really use Alcremie all too much, and I don't really know a whole lot about its hidden abilities, so yeah, that's the reason for that little hiccup. So yeah, sorry about that. So yeah, it looks like none of my moves can get disabled, so yeah, I was free to use Drain Kiss as much as I wanted to. And after it did that thing where it gets rid of your stat modifications or your ability, that's when I decided to go with Acid Armor, so that way I could really tank up all of Dragapult's attacks. And for Calm Mind, well, after it reset its own stats, that's why I went for Calm Mind, so that way Draining Kiss will do a bit more damage. Although, if you want to make Draining Kiss last a bit more longer, then I guess you could use either some PP ups or maybe a PP max to max out its power point usage. Yeah, that's what I did. So yeah, Alcremie, even though I don't know a whole lot about it, it was a pretty good Pokemon to use against that Dragapult. And finally, Florges. Its nature was Modest, its ability was Flower Reveal, its hell item was the Covert Cloak, and I gave the moves Moonblast, Draining Kiss, Charm, and Calm Mind. So once again, I used Charm to harshly lower Dragapult's physical attack stats. Magby, I think I better switch over to Bayleaf, so that way Nature Power will turn to Rock Slide, so that way I don't have to touch it and possibly get burned due to Flame Body. Okay, as I was saying, I used Charm to harshly lower Dragapult's physical attack stats. And then I went for either, I guess I went for Calm Mind once, so that way maybe Moonblast or Draining Kiss will do a bit more damage. Of course, I still have to watch out for Curse Body. Well, I don't think Curse Body actually activated, even though it's a 30% chance that something like that is supposed to happen. But for some reason, it didn't happen to me. Yeah, I guess I got really lucky, I guess. Although, I don't know if the Covert Cloak had anything to do with it. Well, I'm still kind of learning about that item, so yeah, I'm not really sure if the Covert Cloak had anything to do with it. If so, then yeah, I guess I had that item to thank. Also, I have Florges's huge special offense to thank as well, since yeah, Flamethrower didn't really touch me all that much. Well, yeah, acrobatics, yeah, that kind of hurt me a little bit, but at least Draining Kiss saved my ass there. But for Moonblast, yeah, I guess Moonblast did the most damage. Yeah, even though it resets your stats and negates your ability twice, I still managed to use Calm Mind to my advantage, so that way either Moonblast or Draining Kiss will do a little bit more damage. So yeah, these three Pokemon actually helped me out against that Dragapult. Although I was considering to use Grimmsnarl to fight that Dragapult, but I don't know if it's a good idea since, well, even though Grimmsnarl has a pretty good physical attack stat, the fact of the matter is it's kind of frail, so I don't know if it can last very long against a Dragapult. Oh man, an Aeron? Well, those things are kind of tricky since Golbat can't really touch Aerons all that much, so I gotta go to Bailey for this one. And then there's Azumarill. Although, I think Belly Drum can actually help me out a bit, but the problem with that is, it's an egg move, and I didn't really want to go through so much hoops just to have my Azumarill learn Belly Drum, so I'll just leave it at that. But for the most part, I think Sylveon was the best Pokemon for me to use. As for the other two Pokemon I mentioned, well, I guess there are other options in case you don't really want to use Sylveon. But yeah, it looks like Sylveon is the best Pokemon to use against that Dragapult. Oh, I thought there was a hidden item there. Oh wait, maybe there's one here. Okay, there we go. Now, if I'm not mistaken, did they go through the entire Sword Legendary list already? If so, then I don't know if they're going to throw up any more Terry Val events. If not, then okay, I guess it was fun while it lasted, since, yeah, I really love fighting those things, even though previously I did say that I wasn't going to partake in those events, since I didn't really want to fight those things I'm not going to use, but yeah, as I said before, I finally seen the light, and yeah, I'm having a whole lot of fun fighting those terrestrialized Pokemon, especially the 7-star ones. And also, I'm getting a whole lot of prizes as well, something that I can never really do on my own, like ability patches. I'm not really sure if I could buy that somewhere. If so, then yeah, I guess I could do that, although I think it's a lot better to fight those 7-star Pokemon, so that way you can get an ability patch. Okay, that path of water down there, I believe it leads to the basement floor. Actually, that's another part of the basement floor that will eventually lead you to Lapras on Fridays only. But I'm not there yet, so I can't go to that pathway yet. Okay, I believe that was the last trainer for now in the Union Cave, so looks like I'm free to get out of here. Although, I don't know if these wild Pokemon are going to keep interrupting me. I believe there's an item somewhere here. Okay, there it is. Okay, an Awakening. That's good. Alright, finally made it out of the Union Cave. And here we are on Route 33. Okay, got some Apricorns over here. Especially a black one. Okay, I'll be sure to come back here every day to pick up a black Apricorn, so that way I can eventually turn them into Happy Balls. Okay, what does that person on the left have to say? Yeah, I think that cave kind of took a lot out of me, especially since Golbat kept hitting itself in confusion. Okay, good to know. Okay, that hiker over there, I don't want to fight him right now, so I'm just going to leave him for next time, I guess. Oh, Rhyhorn? You know what? I'm going to catch this Rhyhorn because it's going to be something for later on. Hope I can catch it. Or rather, I should say, it's going to be for something a bit later on in the game. I was going to wait until later to catch it, although I'm not really sure if I want to wait that long. Okay, you know what? I'm kind of running out of time, so let me see if I could try and capture this Rhyhorn before time runs out. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know Rhyhorn's catch rate, so yeah, I might need one more Pokeball to catch it, but it looks to me like that one Pokeball was all it took. Oh yeah, definitely seen that entry one too many times. Okay, I think that's going to be it for today, so next time, we're going to get out of this rainy climate and finally enter Azalea Town. See you next time.